You got the shit of love, homie. That's how black people be getting ahead. Look at Obama.
Change.
He got to be president, so now the rest of us get to be
In prison.
I've been in Litchfield for a while now,
How's it going, kids?
and I have started to feel unsafe lately.
You got power now, right?
I got a disc. Warden Caputo's office, this is Miss Jefferson speaking.
Jefferson, I got it.
My bad.
Hang up the phone.
It's sardine time, bitches. We a for-profit prison now.
I got 100 new inmates. I'm dying here.
People are always trying to desexualize women my age, and I just won't allow it.
Good for you.
Send me some goddamn COs now. Walk.
I'm kind of scared. Are the new cards?
Can you keep a secret?
I love secrets. I do not like where this is headed.
I'm going to bury you.
Where down we go.
Everybody getting on each other's nerves, shit's gonna get stirred.
Where down
They could just wipe us out. Boom, boom, boom.
You really want to go there with me?
Oh, went there, bought a house, moved in, bitch. And now I'm remodeling the kitchen.
I think I pissed off the prison.
I will find you!
I didn't mean for it to get this bad.
Oh my God!
They hate me. I hate them. Our relationship is simple.
Do you know the difference between pain and suffering? Pain's always there. But suffering is a choice.
I'm really tired of walking around like a dog.
Way down we go.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you too. But I've met you before.
I know, but that's your first line when you
It
walk on stage in
is.
color
Yes,
purple.
it is.
And you light up that stage.
Thank
girl.
you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on everything going on in
Thank
your
you.
life right now.
Thanks for having me, AOL BUILD. I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
So we just watched a couple of different things. We watched a video from The Color Purple. We watched the brand new trailer for Orange is the New Black, which was just released this morning.
So exciting.
And now
Are y'all ready? Like, I'm so hyped. Y'all don't even know.
So we still have more than a month to wait for Orange is the New Black, and I'm like,
know.
it is literally a teaser.
It is.
When a trailer like that comes out. I want the whole thing right now.
Me too. It's so good. It's my favorite season.
It is? Well,
Yeah.
come on, give us some scoop.
Well, you know, I have a new job.
You got a desk?
Tasty has a new job, a new desk, and so that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out for her and everything. But this season really is so good. I mean, all around, all the girls are working so hard, and I think for the longest, people have been like, what category are you guys in? Are you a drama? Are you a comedy or whatever? But we bring in the fire this season, so I think they need to go ahead and make their own category for Orange is the New Black because it's fire. It really is.
I can't wait. You filmed this while doing The Color Purple at the same time, right?
Yes.
What was that schedule like?
Yeah, it was crazy. So like the last 3 episodes of Orange, I was starting my process for Color Purple. So that was also rehearsals, previews, and I don't know if you guys know what previews are, but previews are when you're still in rehearsals and you're doing a show at night. And then I was doing that all the way up until opening. So I would be on the set of Orange like 4 or 5 in the morning, waking up to go to work, and then wrap Orange around like 12 or 1, which made me late for rehearsal for Color Purple. So I would run to the theater and do rehearsals from like 1 to 5, and then have a dinner break, and then go into a show at 7, greet fans around 11, 11:30, or 10. It depends on if the show started at 7 or 8. And then get home like at midnight and do it all over again the next day. So it was really, really intense, and I'm actually about to start that process again here at the end of June, top of July, shooting season 5 of Orange is the New Black and still doing Color Purple. Yeah, thanks.
How do you keep yourself from getting sick?
I don't know. You know, yesterday I had like a break for like I had something to do in the morning, and then I was done around like 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, it was the first time that I got to rest for a second, and my body almost got sick. I was like, oh no, because I think I have to keep going. If I don't keep going, and my body's gonna be like, okay, yeah, it's time. You need to like get sick. But I've just been eating really healthy. I'm kind of losing a little bit of weight, which is a little nerve-wracking because my character is supposed to be a little heavier for Color Purple. But I'm just trying to make sure that I eat well and work out just to make sure that my stamina is strong. Yeah.
You're killing it.
Thank you. Thanks.
So let's talk about Sophia, your character in The Color Purple, for which you are Tony nominated, by the way.
Thank you.
What was that face about?
It's so crazy to me. Like, I just am so grateful for that. You know, I worked really hard, and that was not something that I was going into this process expecting or trying to get, you know. And so for your work to pay off in such a way, I'm just very humbled by it all. Like, out of all of the awards, like the Golden Globes and the Oscars and all of that stuff, I think the Tonys actually means the most to me. Because the work and the dedication that you have to put into your performances 8 shows a week it's like no other. You like the focus that you have to have, and it's a lot because you have to, like, people think it's like only like the 2.5 hours that you're on stage that you have to take care of yourself. Like, even me speaking to you now, I have to be very aware of how I'm using my voice so that I don't bust out my voice for the show tonight, you know what I mean? Or like, have to make sure that like I'm eating properly or don't have too much cheese so that like I'm not like having all these problems with vocally. So you're constantly like taking care of yourself. Like yesterday on set, like I totally busted up my knee at the show because I fell off the stage I was having too much fun. So like, it's like you just have to take care of yourself. And so this one really does mean a lot to me, and I'm really, really humbled that they thought I was worthy. My performance for my first time on Broadway to get a Tony nomination is a big deal to me, so I'm grateful.
One thing I love about the fact that this show is your Broadway debut is that The Color Purple was also the first show you ever saw on Broadway.
Yeah, my dad took me to see it when I was 15 years old. I had won an internship for this thing called Bravo on the set that Bravo was doing. And so they like shipped like 15 kids to New York for like a week and a half to like learn how to use media and how, you know, to promote diversity for their company, but also to teach us some skills that we could use in the future if we were interested in television and stuff. So they brought me over here, and then my dad was like, yo, you want to go to a Broadway show? And I was like, sure. I've never been to a Broadway show, and that show was The Color Purple. And I just remember sitting there with my hands on my chin, crying, bawling my eyes out, because I had never seen people that looked like me. All of them looked like me. They were all black. And it was amazing to see them work in such a professional manner and to deliver that way. And the storytelling was super incredible. And like it just like the thing I love about the theater is so transformative. Like it can take you anywhere. And that day I got to see Celie and Nettie in a tree. Like they were literally in a tree. Then they took me to Africa. And then like, so as a 15-year-old, I was just like, whoa, like this is so cool. Like I want to tell a story. I want to move people in that way. And then for 10 years later, here I am asked to audition for The Color Purple, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, are you serious? This is not possible. Like, first of all, how am I going to do it? I'm shooting Orange. Like, how am I going to juggle this? Is everyone going to be willing to play ball and, you know, have me going from here to there? And everyone was. And I booked the job right before I was actually getting on a plane to LA to do press for Orange. And it was one of the best days of my life because this has always been the dream for me, honestly. Like I went to Julliard, studied theater, and so to be on the stage, to be doing what I've always wanted to do, I'm so blessed, and I don't take it for granted because I understand the struggle. I understand how much people want to be doing this, you know, and I get to do this and much more. So I'm very grateful for that.
You went to Julliard with some of your co-stars.
A lot of my co-stars.
I think that's amazing. So Jakina, who
Jakina
plays Nettie in
Calacango,
Color
who plays
Purple.
Nettie. Yes, you're right.
And
Samira Wiley,
who plays Poussey in Orange is the New Black.
So Jakina and I were in the same group. We were in group 40. And what that means is just like the groups that come in. So the first group to ever be at Julliard was group 1. So I'm group 40 with Jakina Calacango, who plays Nettie, as we said. And then Samira Wiley was group 39. And then Pippa Sue, who's in Hamilton, is group 41.
Also
And
Tony
then
nominated.
Also Tony nominated. And then Alex Sharp, who was also won the Tony last
for
year. Was
Curious Incident in the
42.
Dog.
It's just so many of us. Even V, if you watch Orange, V, Lorraine Toussaint, went to Julliard. I don't know what group she was in. I don't want to like say she was in group 2, but like she's been doing this for a while. So like she might be in like group 15 or something. I'm making something up, but so it's such a great community, like to get to work with your friends, because you get to speak the same language. You know what I mean? Like you were trained in very similar ways, fashion. So when it makes it easy to work with them, and it makes it so much fun. Like I can't tell you, like even with Jakina, like she helped me with my Color Purple audition, and I booked it, and a week later she had an audition, and I helped her with hers, you know? So it's just, I think this is the community I love about it so much.
And there's a lot of crossover between Orange is the New Black and Broadway. Have you been to see Kimiko Glenn in Waitress yet?
I wish. Our schedules are the same. Our Broadway schedules are the same, so I haven't been able to see her. But like, I've been tweeting her and texting her, and I'm like just so excited for her. And also Adrian, cracking my neck. Adrian Moore is also doing Shakespeare in the Park. Samira's doing a play at the Signature right now. Man, the list just goes on. I can't even think, but there's a lot of people from Orange crossing
And of course,
over.
Uzo has this extensive
in London.
Broadway experience.
Oh,
and
yeah,
was
yeah,
in The
yeah.
Wiz.
Yeah.
And didn't you audition for Godspell, which she was in?
Oh my God, I did audition for Gospel. This is like when I was like struggling actor trying to make it. I auditioned for Gospel. It was one of the worst auditions I could have ever done. They told us to like make up our own kind of stories to bring in, because you know like Gospel is a lot about fables, so they create their own kind of stories. So they would come in and bring your own stories. I think I came in with a tutu and all this stuff, man. It was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. And then like I was so desperate at the time. I remember my audition was like at 2 p.m. and all I think was like, okay, I know that the director and all the people in the room haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna bring them food. So I brought them like carrots and like broccoli, like one of those platters. Because it's like, I need y'all to be comfortable. I need y'all to like hire me and not be because you're like hangry, you know, hungry and angry, like. So like, but you know, I tried something. It wasn't the right choice, but.
Well, that's one of my favorite lessons from every successful performer I meet is how many missteps or how many wrong choices they made.
Definitely.
Because no matter how much someone looks like an overnight success, it's never that easy.
Yeah.
And there was another story that I found very inspiring about your audition for Pippin.
Oh yeah, I just started telling that story. So like a few months, or maybe even I don't know if it was a full year, but before booking Color Purple, I had an audition for Pippin, and they were trying to kind of reimagine the leading player that was played by Patina Miller, and had gotten really close. And I remember getting through a lot of callbacks and stuff, and they had one final callback for me, and they said, at the time it was a director's session. So I was like, oh, cool, like it's just gonna be me and the director. We're gonna get in the room and try to figure this out or whatever, and that's easy, I can do that. No. They had every person in a suit in that room.
Diane Paulus brought some friends.
Oh yeah, she brought friends, okay? It was all the producers on the show. It was like 20 people in suits, and I had no idea. And so I came in thinking like, I'm about to kill this, you know. Like trying to stay positive about the experience, knowing that this is gonna go downhill. And yeah, it went downhill, man. I mean, I think I tried to pull every joke out of my butt, man. I tried everything to recover. And it just kept sinking and sinking and sinking. And to the point where I stood right in front of all of them and I stopped the audition and I said, I'm sorry, this is not my best work. I would hate to leave this room and you guys look at me and think this is how I am as an artist. Like, I respect the craft way too much. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And I walked out. And at the end, I mean, all of the director, Diane, and the musical director, Telsey, all of them wrote me just saying, you know, we respect you, and we know that this isn't the type of work that you do, and everyone has bad days, off days. But that was such a wake-up call for me, because sometimes we let our nerves get the best of us, you know what I mean? And that was a moment for me. And for me to counteract that, I said, well, let me get the work in. Like, so I went straight into dance lessons, and I went straight into singing lessons, and then so that I could be comfortable. And then like a few months later, the call for Color Purple came around, and I was ready. Thank you.
And if you hadn't learned that lesson from that audition for Pippin, who knows?
I did. Yeah, and I think it was also a lesson in being patient. I think God works in mysterious ways, as Color Purple says. I think sometimes we are so anxious to be in a certain place in our lives, and that's actually not where we're supposed to be at that time. I don't think I would have been ready to play that character, and I think God knew that. And he said, I'm actually going to save you right now, and I have a better story for you if you just wait. And so I waited, and this is much better, man. Like, this is the first Broadway show that I ever saw, to get to step into the role that Oprah originated, to get to work with Jennifer Hudson and Cynthia, to get to tell this story now, when vocally I'm ready to do that. Mentally I'm ready to do this. I'm very grateful that God saved me from probably some even harder failures, you know?
That's such a beautiful outlook. I know that you grew up in the church. Both your parents are church leaders, right? Is that where you started singing?
Yes. I started singing in church when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I have some clips rolling around. Oprah did this thing called Oprah Goes to Broadway for OWN Network, and it's like a 60-minute video on our journeys, basically. And so there's a few like cute little clips of me singing when I was like 4 or 5 in church. They're quite funny. If you ever find it. So yeah, that's where I started. And I really do think that was my foundation. Like, I would do oratorical contests. I would play like for Black History Month, Harriet Tubman, and like I was their go-to kind of girl for anything like theater related, or when I had to do public speaking. And I really do credit them for putting me on a stage in that way. I really think that the church and the theater are very parallel in so many ways. Like, I always think like the director is like the preacher. You know, he has to know the Bible. He has to know that script or that play, you know, so well. And then you have the chorus that's like the ensemble, and the ushers that are like the ushers that hand out the programs and the playbills, like, you know, and like you have your leading players, your principals that are like the associate ministers or the deacons. Like, it's so parallel. And the biggest parallel is that they're both supposed to move you. You're supposed to have an experience when you go to the theater or when you go to church. And that's what I think we're doing every night when you come to see The Color Purple.
Broadway is definitely my religion. And there's one thing that I have learned, which is to always keep waterproof mascara in my purse, because Color Purple is one of the shows that taught me that lesson. I brought my sister, and I had forgotten how much of a sister story it was.
Yeah.
And we both sobbed our eyes out in the best way. I can't thank you and your cast enough for providing this experience 8 times a week. Anyone who hasn't come to see it, change that immediately. And you have some other exciting things on the horizon too, right?
Yeah, Angry Birds is coming out May 12th.
Yeah, the Angry Birds movie.
Super excited about that. It's my first animated film.
And you play a yellow bird, right?
I play a yellow bird, and she's a crossing guard. But there's so much more to her.
What's her backstory?
She's so cool. Like, only problem is, like, she doesn't have a name. So if y'all have a good name for her, like, tweet it to me, because she doesn't have a name right
Oh my gosh.
But no, like, she really does have a great story. I'm actually seeing it today. I'm really excited.
You're seeing the whole movie?
They're gonna show me it in a private screening today. So but like, it's been so cool to, like, step into different mediums, get to work with TV and animated, and now Broadway. I love it so much.
And yesterday you did a big fashion show.
Oh, yesterday I was a diva. Yesterday I got to be a model. It was so much fun. I got to model alongside Ashley Graham, which was so much fun, and Precious and Candace, all like the plus size models. Gabby Fresh came out. Yeah, it was really cool.
It was this yellow Christian Siriano pantsuit.
Yeah.
Was this for Lane Bryant?
This was for Lane Bryant, yeah. I'm just the face of their new collection for Christian Siriano, specifically. And so that's been so much fun to, like, be a model for the month. And I had a great time on that runway. I was so glad I didn't fall. That was the biggest thing I was nervous about, but I made it through.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I've seen you in every medium, and I don't think I've ever seen you look anything but.
Thank you very much. Well, just don't go back to, like, 2012 when I first started, because you might find something then.
It's all a process. And we have some time for questions from the audience.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you so much for coming. I was really excited to get to sit in the audience
Thank
today.
you for sitting here.
You're so talented. I love Orange is the New Black.
Thank you.
So my question for you is, being raised in, like, a religious environment, do your parents watch Orange is the New Black?
They didn't at first. It's funny, my mom actually was so opposed to it when I first started. Because the first scene I had to be topless, and she did not like that. But my dad was like, no, like, you know, if this is her dream, let her follow it. And so she's now very happy that I did it, you know, because she's getting to experience all of these things with me. But my mother and dad, they watch it, but, like, my mom kind of skips some of the parts.
How do your parents feel about your scenes in Girls?
I didn't tell them about Girls.
Let's just say it got a little beyond just topless.
Yeah.
They obviously know about it now, though.
Yeah,
right?
they know about it now. There's nothing they can do about it now, so.
Who else has a question?
Questions? Yes,
How's
sir.
it going, Danielle?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. First of all, judging from, like, the video that we saw for The Color Purple, you've got some crazy stage presence.
Thank
so,
you.
Props to you. But you talked a little bit about doing The Color Purple and Orange is the New Black at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any emotional overlap between, like, the two characters?
Oh, man. I definitely think they influenced each other. I think Tasty was influenced a lot by Sophia. I think because, first of all, when you get to be in a room and have 4 weeks of rehearsal is much different than being in a TV show where you have, like, no rehearsal. So just getting to be in a space where I can really take the time and to massage a character and really understand her really gave me the insight to say, okay, take the same time for Tasty, you know what I mean? And to be as truthful and honest as I could be with that character too. So I definitely felt like there was overlap in that way. And also the other way too, like with being that you don't have much time in television, you have to make smart choices like ASAP, you know what I mean? So the first week of my rehearsal for Color Purple, I wasn't holding back. I was like, okay, I'm going all the way because I want to make the most out of this character. So I definitely think they influenced me both, yeah.
I have definitely noticed some parallels with the two characters. I feel like Sophia really represents power and autonomy in a very hard circumstance, a very hard life, and has a lot of comic relief moments as well. And Tasty is all about joy, and she is just the light of this women's prison. And I see those as a very beautiful intersection that you embody.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I really love The Color Purple, the story. I haven't been able to watch the play yet, but I read the book and watched the movie, and the scene that really stood out to me was when Mr. threw Nettie out of the house after he tried to rape her, and I always thought that The Color Purple was such a powerful story. So I wanted to know what part of the story was most powerful to you when you were younger and you saw the play with your father, and also, did you talk to Oprah since you play a character, like talk about your character, Sophia?
Oh, well, I'll answer the latter first. Oprah's been wonderful. She's kind of let me do my own thing. She's really kind of not really asked me any questions about the process, and I haven't gotten really a chance to talk to her about it. But I kind of appreciate that because she did such a great job with that. It's just kind of like, thank you for letting me step in the shoes my way, so I appreciate that. But when I was younger, I think all of it, just the struggle of being Black in America, you know what I mean? I don't have parallels in the sense of being abused and rape and all of those things, but just being a Black woman, dark-skinned woman, was a big deal. And to see how really Sophia's character gets treated in this story has been such a big thing for me to go through, especially with everything that's going on in the country with Black women. So every night that I do the scene where Sophia gets beat up in the jail, I do reflect a lot on what's going on with America, like Sandra Bland, and when I think of all of the mothers who lost their sons to police brutality, or there's just so many parallels there that keep me emotionally invested and keep it truthful to what we're dealing with in the world. So, but when I was 15, I think it was just the fact that I was a Black young girl growing up and seeing that this is my grandma, this is my auntie, you know what I mean? That's what I would say.
Hi, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And I can totally relate to what you just said about that question. I wanted to know, well, I was introduced to Orange is the New Black by my aunties, Auntie Raquel and Sharon and Auntie Rose. They love it, and to have you here is an honor.
Thank you.
I wanted to know with a lot of entertainers, as a Christian woman, what would you give to young artists that are growing in the entertainment realm? Like, what advice would you give to them as far as how to make it and what things they come against as far as their goals and their morals? And what platform would you like to give back to as your platform is growing and building? What would you like to give back to in the community, as you spoke of before?
That's a good question. Stay true to your morals if you have them. That's the first thing I would say, and don't feel like you have to bend those. I feel like that's what I've tried to do in my career, is not bend those things. And even like in the situation I was talking about, like being topless and stuff like that, I still decided to do the role. But when I came in to do it, I made sure anytime that I have to get naked or have to have a sex scene, I want there to be purpose behind it. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be showing my body for the sake of showing my body. I mean, there's times that Orange has asked me to do things that I said no to, that people don't know, like exposing myself in certain ways that I said, nah, I'm not playing Venus Hottentot here. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. So that's my way of staying true to myself. But what I hope that my platform really does show young girls that they can do it, you know, being themselves, whether you do have very Christian values or not, whether you are plus size or not, dark skin, whatever that is. I just want people to know that you can be yourself and make it into this business. That's what I had learned being in Orange. Before Orange, there were so many times that I was like, do I need to change my hair? Like, do I need to have straight or curly? Should I lose weight, gain weight? Like, I really didn't think my career was gonna pop off until I was 40. But here I am, and Orange showed me that I can be myself. I literally had no makeup on. I had my natural hair in plaits, you know, and a muumuu, and I booked this job. And then I booked Girls, and then I booked Master of None, and then I booked 2 independent by being myself. And I think that's what I hope by living my life as truthfully as I can, women can do the same, and men. But I do hope to, at some point, maybe do, you know, programs and such to really further that work. But that'll be later in the future.
Great. Danielle, thank you so much for being here. Thank you
That's
for
it?
your...
No more questions?
No, we're out of time,
No more
unfortunately. But hopefully, maybe you'll come back when you're promoting season 5.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll see you then.
All right.
Thank you so much, Danielle Brooks.